Hello there, my name is Ben and welcome back to Play the Game Central and this finale episode of Homo, Ortum, Mechanicae, and today we're going to be talking about window weapons. They come and they go. Some are good, some are terrible. Some are easy to use, some require some skill. On the whole, most of them aren't Wunder weapons, but in that classification, we're going to be calling them Wunder weapons anyway. Wunder implies that there's something mysterious, i.e. element 115, or something slightly unchained in that weapon. And on the whole, in Black Ops 2, we haven't had that. Doesn't mean that they aren't wonderful and they aren't wondrous, but they're not Wunder weapons. But for the purposes of this video, let's just call them Wunder weapons and get on with the video, because there's no point in talking about that. Now, we've had a lot of things. We've had, if you're going to consider the flamethrower as well, we've had from fire all the way up to ice, to wind. What else have we had? To the Blundergat, which acts like a line gun. We've had the new kind of ether projectionist gun, the what the hell is it called? The petrifier. We've had a lot of stuff thrown at us, but what we haven't had is that much. Let's choose a good word. That much. That's a funny noise. That much. Oh god, I can't think of the word. What's the word that you? I can't remember the English fucking word. Let's say. Yeah. Oh my god, I've had a mind blank. My mind has been erased. This reminds me of something else. There hasn't been that much thought. So you just put that down on paper. There hasn't been that much thoughts put into them. Or innovation. There it is. Innovation. Okay, that was a long time for one word. I apologise. I wanted to get the right word. And innovation. Now, you could say, well, what the hell are you talking about? Because all of the Wunder weapons are so innovative in themselves. But not really. I mean, look at them. They all do very similar things. And I think that in DLC 4 for this upcoming thing, going back to, I think, episode 3 of Homo, Ortum, Mechanicae, I think, going back to that and thinking of, I think it was that episode where I was talking about this weapon that you could create, and I was talking about referencing a gun in that instance where I probably shouldn't have been, but to give you an idea, that's how I wanted the Wunder weapon to work. But what if we go back to an idea I had a long time ago about a handheld weapon, a weapon in which could be wielded to create a chain of events, or more specifically, the effects of previous Wunder weapons. So imagine having, something like sticks and stones would break their bones, or break his bones. That's a really important thing. Sticks and stones would break his bones. I always liked that when I was young. And that's really good. But let's imagine like a staff, something like that, something like Donatello would use. No. And the stone, so the element between the staff and the stone, or the stick and the stone in that sense, is that you have the stick is just standard, but the element in which you inject into that stick, the stone, i.e. the basis of what Wunder weapon you wanted to replicate, was alternative. And that would be a new and innovative way of changing the aspects of that weapon. But it has its hindrances. If you think back to the Wunder weapon abilities, each of them is limited by the ether projectionism. They're all limited in that sense, and I don't think that particularly. I think that some would outshine others, and that by the 5th or 6th playthrough of the next map, you would go to one rather than the others, because the others don't serve a particular purpose, whereas one seems to work, traditionally and in a really interesting, maybe has an interesting, or maybe every use apart from one of them has a new take on that Wunder weapon ability from before. That would be cool. I'd like to see something like that. Something handheld, something that wasn't as traditional as a gun, or, you know, traditional in terms of Call of Duty, that is. Something a bit, you know, out there and a bit zany. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see something like that. And because, of course, it would be powerful enough to take down something, you know, any huge, something big, you know, so that would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be good. Now, what's really annoying at the moment, sorry, I keep looking at the internet thing, because they're digging a big, like, what the hell do they call it? I'm bad at words today. I'm always bad with words. Trench, you could call it like a trench from the electricity box at the top of the, where there's a village, and then, like, in front of that there's a trench, or the trench, they're making multiple. And the electricity is now being an issue, so it keeps turning off my Wi-Fi. It's really irritating. And trophy Wi-Fi, obviously. That's really good. So, that's what's irritating me. That's why I keep looking at the fucking Wi-Fi. I've got to stop doing it. It's because I'm never going to know when they're going to finish, you know, that. But I think between the new trench and the village that they built, it's pretty easy going. There for people who are looking for that kind of service. I think they even get 4G, which is mental. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. The next map, that's for sure. I think that it's going to take some time to get used to it. But again, we've had, you know, I'd like it to be something like Transit, as I was talking about in episode 1. I'd like it to be something like Transit. That would be pretty cool, with the issues that Transit has as well resolved. That would make a kind of really cool map for me. That would be probably the best thing that could happen to me. And because it's going to be the storyline people. And massive shout out to Dan Siemens and Cormorant Wallace for this, by the way. But because it's so cool, because it's the storyline, because it's the single player people, it probably has the edge over the other maps. I think it'll be the map that I come back to the most. It would be pretty cool, I would have thought. And I look forward to playing DLC for whatever it is. I have no idea what it is, but it would be really cool to just because DLC 4 is kind of the map you go to. I go to Doris, I go to Moon, so I'll probably go to the next map, however it's made. I'll probably go to it. You know, more so than the others, I would have thought, and specifically because it's the campaign people. That would be really interesting as well. So I look forward to that. But I want to know what you think. The best place to do that is to create a thread on our forum. I've been editing people's threads recently to add a little pizzazz to them, but there's a really good thread on our forum now that I really hope I link in the description of this. If not, then I think that Vlad made it, and it was about this weird notion that the next map's La Tomba and that kind of stuff. So maybe you I did edit it a bit as well, so maybe you want to go and see that and kind of figure out what he's talking about. Because you'll find some stuff in that maybe you didn't know already, and certainly that the rest of the community don't know. I mean, we are trying to stay at least a game ahead of everyone else, because everyone's now worried about what the next map's going to be. It seems like a year ago to me, so now I'm working on getting ideas out for the next maps and getting ideas drawn up, you know, diagrams and things, how things work, and trying to get into the next game and get some cool stuff going. That's what I'm working on at the moment, so that should be pretty cool. To quickly go back on who I am, I was first noticed and taken under the wing, if you want to call it that, when Henry Langham came out. That was the first chance that I had to express my thoughts on where the storyline should go, and to make it more personal, to make it more community driven. And it was amazing. I mean, that was incredible, all of that. So cool. But now to see it go in the direction that what's really weird is that when I make a map idea, for instance, a map idea I had back in 2011, and then to see it become a map, that is fucking cool. I like to do these videos. And there's a series of videos on creating theory videos for maps, which are theory videos. But when I make a theory video, it's not at that stage a map. But what it does is it gives Treyarch the ability to see my concepts for the storyline, for how it could be created, and to have another person's input, and someone who isn't locked in Treyarch, someone who is fresh in the community and understands the community's wants and needs, and can best employ that. That's why I make those theory videos. They aren't, when I make them, maps. They aren't going to be maps, but normally in a year's time there is a map out which uses majority of its features, and that's cool. That's really cool to me, and I look forward to doing a load more of them, so that Treyarch have a load of stuff just to kind of toss around, because they can use a bit of this, a bit of that if they don't like it. And I like coming up with theories because theory can't be wrong. It's a theory, so, and that's why it's intriguing. Anyway, we are coming to the close of this beautiful little series, Homo, Ortum, Mechanicae. I've talked about things in here that you probably won't know until maybe 14 months from now, but some things you will. And I like making these, and this will not be the last one of these either, because the more I create in my incredible amount of A4 books, the more I know that some of it's going to happen, and that's intriguing to me. It's like being psychic in the opposite way. Like, I say what's going to happen, it's more like just dictating. It's not really psychic, it's just saying, I write something on paper, then suddenly it's real, and that's mental to me, but that's kind of what I am at the moment, and it's pretty cool. So I hope to see more of that in the future. I hope to see some more ideas, not just from me, but from the community, get enveloped and installed into zombies, because I'm not the only person with ideas. There's loads of people with ideas, but the thing is, the thing is that they don't put them out in the most not only the logical way, but they don't spend the time to actually force that idea into your brain. Like when I did Sanctum and Afterlife, closing your eyes and imagining it, I don't tell you to do that just because it gives you an effect. I do that mainly because I'm hiding something on the screen I don't want you to see. But I do that at the same time because I want you to get into that idea, and I want it to become one in your mind. And it won't be the last time I ask you to close your eyes, because some of them are complicated and it's very hard, and everyone who has Afterlife in their head kind of takes it away in their head. And that's good, because I can throw up all of the drawings I have, and I might start doing that, throwing up the drawings I've made for these maps, but they inevitably change and stuff. But what's interesting is that the people take away their own version of it, and that version could be way better than the version I've drawn or the version I've mapped out, but they take it away with them, and it's their baby, and that's interesting, and I like that idea. But I have a few maps in mind. I have a map theory called Dissension, which I've been talking about, but that will come out soon, and I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, guys, this is the end of the Homo, Ortum, Mechanicae series, and I hope you've enjoyed it. It's just me rambling mainly about just shite in my life, but there you go. If you could leave a like on the video, it would mean a lot, and if you want me to make more of these, then let me know. If you haven't already, you need to be on our forum, because the closer this gets to DLC 4, the more valuable your time will be spending it on our forums. That's for sure. I can't say much else. I think that's about it for Homo, Ortum, Mechanicae. I think that's it, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't, and I will see you very soon. Au revoir.